Hello, I'm John Bachman. We're now learning that the FBI is offering to help in the investigation into that German wings crash in the French Alps. Also, family members of the 150 victims aboard that plane that slammed into the French Alps have made their way to the crash site today. You can see charter buses bringing people in, and now the father of an American killed on that flight says the relatives should not focus on these final moments.
I'd like to encourage them to think about the wonderful years that they have enjoyed life together. Those wonderful moments, happy moments with the family.
Of course, a lot of talk has been raised about those final moments because of the cockpit voice reporter. That is the father of 37-year-old Robert Calvo. He says faith in God is helping comfort his family. Calvo is the last of the 3 Americans to be identified. Here's another look at one of the Americans also aboard the Germanwings flight. Emily Selke had just graduated from Drexel University in Philly. Her mother, Yvonne, worked as a government contractor at Booz Allen Hamilton in Washington, D.C. Earlier today, the Lufthansa CEO held a news conference and says he is shocked that the co-pilot intentionally crashed the plane. Officials identified that co-pilot as 28-year-old Andreas Lubitz. They say that he had no known links to terrorism, but did take a 6-year break from training. No word yet on why. In Boston, a bomb threat puts a halt to the murder trial of former NFL star Aaron Hernandez. Officials had to evacuate the courtroom this afternoon. A court officer says people were escorted out through an emergency stairwell after someone called in that threat. Also today, former Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr. is now out of a federal prison. The Illinois Democrat and son of civil rights leader was sent to prison back in 2013. He pleaded guilty to using campaign funds for personal spending. He was supposed to be released later this year, but officials are letting him finish his sentence at a halfway house. He'll still face 3 years of probation and 500 hours of community service after that. Over on Capitol Hill, the House overwhelmingly approves the doc fix bill and will send it to the Senate for approval. That bill received bipartisan support. It was passed by a vote of 392 to 37. The proposal provides $214 billion in funding for Medicare. And one of the expelled University of Oklahoma students caught on video leading a racist chant is now apologizing. Levi Pettit is meeting with civil rights leaders and religious leaders, or he met with them in Oklahoma City.
I never thought of myself as a racist. I never considered it a possibility. But the bottom line is that the words that were said in that chant were mean, hateful, and racist.
Nobody is arguing that. The video of that chant of a fraternity trip led to the fraternity chapter being closed. Levi and another student were expelled. And there's only 10 days left before baseball's opening day. And now a new report from Forbes shows the value of America's pastime. According to Forbes, Major League Baseball would be worth $36 billion if it were publicly traded. Yankees worth about $3.2 billion of that. Another update for you in 30 minutes.